Hi guys and welcome back. In today's video, I'm using a lot of e.l.f. products. Now, I did say in the thumbnail a full face. The only reason it's not a full face is because I could not find lips in my store. I don't know why I couldn't find a lipstick, a lip gloss, anything. Zero. I looked for like 8 minutes trying to find any kind of lip product. And to be honest, my drugstore is terrible. Actually, it's a Meyer. They're terrible at keeping things stocked. So I don't know if they're just trying to get in on the new products from e.L.F. and they're not restocking the old stuff. But there was zero lip products from e.L.F. in my store. So it's almost a full face. So I'm calling it a full face because technically, in my opinion, it's a full face. Just no lips. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to start with my eyes today, and I got this really cute little bite-sized, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, bite-sized eyeshadow palette, and it's called the Cream and Sugar palette. I just got the most neutral little palette I could find because I feel like I would use this more than a, I don't know, bright colored one or whatnot. So I'm just gonna take some of the Hydrating concealer and go ahead and prime my lid. So the first shade I'm gonna start with is this one right here, and just kind of tap it and pat it all over my eyelid. This is actually my first e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. I have not ever bought any, and not because I haven't wanted to. I don't know, I guess I just gravitate toward other eyeshadow palettes. So I'm kind of curious how this palette's gonna be. Next, I'm gonna go in with the dark brown and mainly take that on the outer part of my eye. So far, everything blends really well. I'm not blown away by the pigment of this little palette. I don't know how other palettes are, so I can't even compare this palette to anything else. But I will say that it does blend really nicely. Now I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade right here, and I'm actually going to take it on my finger. And it seems pretty pigmented on my finger, so let's see. Okay, that's not bad. I wanted to do a more neutral or natural eye today, considering my other two videos were very dramatic when it came to the eyeshadow. So I wanted to tone it down a little bit today. I'm gonna go back in with that dark brown and just start to do some blending. And then go back in with that first shade and just take it right up here. Again, just to do a little more blending. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop some lashes on and then come back and start on my face. Now I can move on to the face. Now that I got these lashes on, I feel like I really can't see any of the eyeshadow. I'm gonna prime with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've actually been using this a lot in my videos lately. I feel like the past couple videos, this was my primer of choice. And I remember when I first used this, I wasn't even that big of a fan of it. But I don't know if I didn't use enough of it, because I feel like if you don't use enough, like the more you use the better. And I don't mean like slop a bunch of it on your face, but I do feel like you need a significant amount to see it starting to work. Whereas when I first started using it, I didn't use much of it, but now I feel like use more than you think you need, and I feel like it works. Well, I thought I had my mic on. I don't know how much, I don't know when it turned off. That's crazy, that's never happened before. So basically what I said is I'm gonna use the e.l.f. CC cream and try to use a smaller amount than usual because my skin's been doing a lot better and I don't want to go for a super full coverage today. So I used about a half pump or so for my whole face, And I feel like that's enough. I feel like it's good coverage. I just wanted enough to even me out. I didn't want to go too crazy. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is my E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And just put some of this on. I love this concealer. It doesn't dry my under eyes out. Just a great formula. I'm going to put a little bit down here. I always forget to do this. I'm gonna go in with my E.L.F. Camo, my E.L.F. Cream Contour Palette, which you guys know I use all the time. It is my absolute favorite. And I actually like using the E.L.F. Buffing Foundation Brush for this. I just start kind of tapping it on the highest part of my cheekbone and on my forehead here. Making sure my mic is on. I might add a little bit more after I blend my concealer out so I can kind of see what's gonna go on after my concealer, after I blend it out. I'm gonna add a little bit more right here and blend that out in a second, and then again go back in with my cream contour and just add a little bit more. Again, making sure to concentrate most of it up on the top of my cheekbone here, and then on my hairline, on my forehead, my forehead, and then go back in and blend this out. Okay, for powder, I'm going to use the E.L.F. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is in the shade Light. I used the shade Pink one time, and I really wasn't a fan. And this kind of looks yellow, so it makes me a little nervous. So I'm gonna use a little bit. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, I thought it was gonna be more yellow and more of like an off tone, but actually it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna take some of it just to set everything just a little bit. Again, not too much. Actually, it looks really good. I almost want to say it gives a little bit of a blurring effect, but it looks really nice and smooth on the skin. For blush, I'm going to use the Powder Blush Palette. This is in their light shade. These shades, these two pink shades in particular, do look like they have a little bit of glitter in it, which is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Hopefully it just doesn't look like straight glitter on my face. But I'm going to dip into both of them and see what happens here. Okay. That's more pigmented than I thought. Oh, yeah, way more pigmented than I thought. That's all right. It doesn't look like I have any glitter on my face though, which is good. I cannot find the cream blush palette anywhere. I don't know. I think they do sell it online. Even still, when I go to look at it online, it's always sold out. I can't get it anywhere. I'm gonna go back to the eyes and just take some of that brown and put it on my lower lash line, just a little bit. For highlight, I'm going to use this white gold highlighter. I think it's called, metallic something. It's in my garbage. It's the metallic flare highlighter. This is in the shade white gold. I've never seen this before. I'm like, oh, I'll take that. Oh, okay. That's pretty. Yeah, wow, okay. I didn't know what to expect with this. I feel like you can definitely build it up at first. I mean, I put a lot on my brush. But at first, it's not like super blinding, and then once you keep kind of blending it, it kind of takes down on the intensity, which is fine. Going for a more natural type of look today, so I don't want to have this crazy highlight on my face. So if you want to more, see what I'm saying? Like, I barely took any on my brush here, and it's just given me a little bit, like the slightest bit of glow. Whereas before, I mean, I was getting in there. So if you want just a little bit of a glow, It's definitely more on the natural side unless you really get in there and dig in the product with your brush. Even put it on my finger. It's not super, super intense like other highlighters, which for this look, I like that. All right, so here is the final look. I love the way the complexion looks. I can still see some of my freckles. It's not overly done. It's more on the natural side. And who doesn't like a good natural glam every once in a while? This is a super wearable look with extremely, extremely affordable products. E.L.F. might be one of my favorite drugstore brands, along with L'Oreal. I get into different products with a whole bunch of different drugstore brands. I also love NYX. This, I think, is the first video I've filmed of all, like a full face of drugstore, except lips, which was a total fail on my part. But I was super excited to film this video anyway, even though I didn't have any lip products, but I will keep an eye out. I think I really should go to Target. That's where I should go instead of my local grocery store up the street. I just have a NYX lip liner and butter gloss on my lips, which is also super affordable. My skin looks so pretty and glowy. That highlighter is really nice. I really have no complaints about that. The blush is super pigmented. I was pretty shocked. I didn't think it was gonna look as good as it does. And again, it doesn't show that glitter like it does in the palette, which is a good thing. You guys already know how I feel about this cream contour palette. The concealer is at this point an OG in my collection. I use it all the time. I'm pretty sure this is my third tube of this. I absolutely love it. And then for the CC cream, this went viral since I've used it. I think I did a first impression a month or two ago. I don't know, it was right when it kind of released and people are still going nuts about it. This is such a good product. If you have not tried it, you are truly missing out. As far as the Halo Glow setting powder, the first time I used it, again, it was the pink shade. I wasn't a fan, but the light is not as yellow on me as I thought it was gonna be, and it looks really, really nice on the face. The eyeshadow palette, the only reason I really can't complain about the eyeshadow palette is because it's super affordable, but I do wish there was a little more pigment, but for more of a natural type of look. I mean, I guess, it's nice. Again, it's hard to complain when the price is right, you know. I definitely want to give it another shot and see if I can just kind of build the intensity up. But because I was going for a more natural look today, maybe I was a lot more light-handed, I guess is what I was trying to say, than trying to really build that intensity up. So I will give this another shot. And of course, the OG Poreless Putty Primer is a staple in my collection. I have no complaints about that primer. That is it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you on my next one. Thanks for watching.